Hi everybody, welcome to Walkabout 2019, or my reminiscing about Walkabout 2019, I should say, as these videos are being done after the fact. But you're looking at this map right here for the day one of the trip, but before we can really talk about day one of the trip, we have to talk about this guy, Reno. This is my dog, Reno. He's an Australian cattle dog. Then that makes him a very, very smart dog. So smart, in fact, that having been on quite a few of these long driving trips now, he recognizes when the packing of the car is happening, the packing of the bags are happening, and even more specifically, he knows when the bandana comes out and he gets to put that on, that it's time to go. And you get a reaction like this.
What? Are you ready to go for a car ride? What?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah? What? Okay, let's go then. As you can see, Reno was really excited to get in the car. He starts out, head out the window, loving life, enjoying things, but the longer you go in the warm sunshine, he starts to get a little sleepy, and before you know it, at the end of the day, you got a pooped out pooch in the back seat. But nonetheless, he does enjoy it and has a heck of a good time. Alright, back to the map. The first day in Texas, I'll be honest, is not always the most exciting day. I've driven all these roads in West Texas in my life many times on my way to New Mexico or Colorado or anywhere else I was heading. It's just not that exciting when you're running through flat West Texas. Now, there are many parts of it that are beautiful, many parts of it that most of you probably will have seen before, but there's not a lot of picturesque moments where you think, my goodness, that'll make a wonderful shot, and let me get that, particularly if, like probably most of the people that are watching this video, at least early on, you've driven through West Texas like I have as a Texan. You've seen all this stuff. Lots of grass, lots of desert. Some of it can be quite pretty, but in this particular drive, going out near Lubbock and up through over to where Roswell is, there just wasn't a whole lot to take pictures of. But we did stop for gas. Here's a picture of the gas station. Pretty nice looking one, to be honest. Pretty cute. And of course, blizzards. What's a road trip without blizzards? Stopped in Lubbock, got a blizzard. Perfect. That's how you do road trips. There was one interesting moment when we turned a corner on the highway and ran into this road closure. That caught us a bit off guard. We had to dig into the maps and find a detour. We ended up having to go about 20 miles down to the south and around this other little town and back up north. And the closure was only about a couple miles on this main highway, but it took us an extra 30 minutes to spin all the way around, get to the other side of it. So that was a little mini adventure in the middle of the day. Shortly after that, we crossed the state line into New Mexico and left the great state of Texas behind. Eventually, we got to Roswell, New Mexico, and this was kind of interesting. They had the street blocked off with the police unit, multiple streets, in fact, for some kind of festival, perhaps, or music festival, or perhaps an alien festival, or maybe they were shooting a movie. We couldn't really tell because we were driving by it on our way, of course, but it was still interesting to see. We did finally get where we were going, though. After about a 12-hour day, we ended up driving up into the foothills of New Mexico mountains and the Cibola National Forest and the Water Canyon Campground, where we were going to stop for the night. All right, here we are in Water Canyon Campground, which is our first campground of the night. Here's the lovely tent that Amy is crawling out of. Hello, Amy. And we pan around to our picnic tables and the food box and my bottles of Knob Creek and our water. And here's where we are in the lovely mountains in New Mexico, overlooking the I have no idea what forest this is. So let's talk about the camping. In years past on these trips, I've always stayed in hotels. This camping was a new endeavor. I thought it might be worth a shot to try and keep some of the expenses down, and also just to make it different, just to do something different, mix it up a little bit. Try some campgrounds, try some national parks, borrowed a tent from a friend, a couple of sleeping bags. Amy was a real trooper to give it a shot. This is our first night camping and her first night to ever camp. I camped a bunch as a kid, but I haven't done it in years. And it was certainly an interesting experience and a learning experience, and we got better at it as we went along. And here is Reno staring off where Amy went to the restroom, which is just a short walk down the hill to the bathrooms, and he is fixated, waiting for her to come back. This dog is attached to my wife like you wouldn't believe. Hi, Reno. What you doing, buddy? What's she doing? Is that Amy? Is that Amy? Oh, is it Amy? Sit. Reno, sit. Hey, sit. Sit. Good boy. Okay, go get Amy. Go get Amy. Go get her. You can go get her. He's not going to do it. Go get her. I don't think this is quite doing it justice, but the sky is gorgeous right now, lighting up a purple violet color. It's just lovely. And really, that's about it for day one. It was a beautiful camping spot here at the Water Canyon Campground in the Cibola National Forest, sort of in the foothills of some of the mountainous regions in New Mexico, some of the first mountains we'd seen that day. Made for a pretty good start, pretty good first camp, and the next day is on across New Mexico all the way to Arizona and California, and we'll talk about that in the next video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully you'll enjoy the next one. We certainly did. And it's Walkabout 2019 underway.